Okay. Oh, cool. Someone else joined us. Hi, Amanda. All right. So I just started the recording. Today is Monday, June 10th at 7:01 p.m. Today's actually day 6 of a 5-day class. So if you're here, God bless you. And if you're not, you'll be able to watch it later. So it doesn't matter. Essentially, I couldn't get done what I said I could, what I thought I could get done in 5 days. So I'm going to take a couple extra hours to get all the things I said I would get done in the beginning of the challenge knocked out. And the snapshot is sweet. Plus, I was thinking about it, like if you're doing this for a living and you're selling, let's say your time hourly, which is how lots of people start out, you could easily charge 100, 200, $300 an hour maybe, and say this takes 8 hours. You can easily make $1,000 or $2,000 in a day if you honestly, you really can.
Yeah.
So I just want y'all to know that this is good stuff. Hi Keith, thanks for joining us. Um, so this is day 6 of a 5-day class. So I extended it 2 days. Let's do a quick recap. Before I do, are there any questions? No? Okay, good. So let's keep going. So here's where we were. So let me share this document with you. If you don't have it, most of you should. You'll have it. It's a workflowy document. It's what I use to take notes and make lists. I highly recommend it. It's totally free. This will open up in your browser. So we've actually come a long way, frankly. We've spent 5 hours so far last week creating not the website for this fictitious yoga studio. That's not what this course is about, right? This is about creating a chatbot. So we've created a robust chatbot for this fictitious website, this fictitious company called Harmony Hatha that does this, right? So comes into the reception bot. This is a recap. We've built all this. Comes into the reception bot, enclosed bot, right? So I'll open that up just so you can follow along. Put it over here. So we have our receptionist bot, and you'll see all these fields here. Let me zoom in over here on the right. All these fields will match up with an objective in CloseBot, right? We learned about that. So we have our name, phone, email. Here's our email, name, phone. CloseBot puts it in that order. Don't worry about it. We also have these objectives set up so they will skip if the bot already knows it, which is useful for running paid ads to Facebook, using the Facebook Messenger, as we've discussed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the last 5 days. So then it asks, what service are they here for? And this would apply to any company, right? Not just a yoga studio. The services that this yoga studio provides, we came up with using ChatGPT to come up with, 5 services for a yoga studio. I think they're like hot yoga, yoga for kids, some other type of yoga, then like a get your instructor license, just different classes that the yoga studio offers. When you try the bot, you can see what they are. Then it says thanks. Okay. And then we're doing that because we're doing something else here. Let me add in this thanks method, this thanks step, because we did something here and we did the thanks step on purpose. This is a this is a what's it called? A give info. So there's, like we said, there's 2 kinds of objectives. Oops, sorry. This is a give info, which means that it just gives information and continues. You should ask a question though, so that the bot has something to go off of. So let me just color this real quick. So here's the thanks thing, right? So what class you here for? Thanks for letting me know. And then while it says thanks, it's also setting a custom field that we set in GoHighLevel. We're not going to go over that today, but we spent time last week doing it. And based on the value of the custom variable or the custom field, the calendar that CloseBot schedules on will change. And it's all based on the custom field that we created in GoHighLevel. And that's super powerful, super duper 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 powerful, because you can use this to book on you can use one bot to book on 10 different service types. Like if you're a law firm, I want, personal injury, medical malpractice, immigration, criminal law. You could have a bunch of different subcategories, type calendar, calendar types based on over here we have what type of service. That could be what practice area, or, why are you contacting this law firm? I'm not going to get too into law firm bots because I actually made one. It's amazing. But this is the same concept, really, guys. So what you're learning now applies to any industry. This is just I just chose yoga because why not? A lot of people do have this is a local business bot, right? Like any local business would work like this, but this is more online. So, anyways, based on a workflow in GoHighLevel, and just to show you, this is the magic stuff. We made some custom workflows. Here's this calendar switcher. Based on this calendar switcher, I'm not going to go over how this works. We built it last week. It populates this field properly. So that's the technique you can use to have dynamic calendaring, which there's many uses for it. Okay, so this is just a recap of what we've already built thus far. So if you're new, everyone in here I think has already been here, so you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't been here and you're watching this on video, then this just keeps going in order, so you don't need to worry about it. And then finally, it asks a question, which is, do you want affirmations? And the reason why is because our bot works like this. It schedules on a calendar based off of the class type they're here for, which is morning or night. Okay. And that, I'm sorry, group or private. Those are the two types of calendars, and CloseBot determines that for us. It's really neat. Then it says, thanks, you want to get daily affirmations. And we talked about the last question, the last objective in one bot is a great way to route to the next bot. There's other techniques. This is one of them. Okay. So the next bot it's going to go to, we need two bots because we're out of priority lanes, and it's easier to break bots up, frankly. So again, if you don't have the unlimited account, please get the unlimited account. You can, oh, Andre, what's up? Do you have a question?
Yeah, your thanks priority was to slow down the bot, I think, eh?
Right. So
What's the slow down? Yeah, could you put a weight in the workflow? Would that do the same thing?
No, good question. Good question. So what he's asking is, we put this thanks step in here because one thing CloseBot does is that it's going to ask the question, would they like a group or private class? And the customer's going to answer, I want a private class. And we wanted to set a field through a workflow that I have up right here. But in order to do that, the bot has to catch up. And sometimes it's too fast. So without this wait step in CloseBot, it won't catch up. You can't, you could probably do it in the step 2 of CloseBot, which is the magic step. But I don't know. I wouldn't mess with that unless you were really good. But yeah, you could theoretically. I've seen incredible things happen in here.
Yeah. I was working with the workflow the other day, and I saw that wait, and I was wondering if that was kind of the same thing.
You could put a wait step. So you're like, yes, I've tried to put a wait step before the webhook triggers. I don't remember if that worked or not. I just thought it was an extra ugly step, but it might work. Like I said, this is just one way to get the bot to route, because but just based on how I built a bunch of bots. If you have a different way that works for you, that's awesome. Doesn't really matter how you route your bot or how you get this thing. If your bot works and routes well, that's great. This is just a way I know that will guarantee work.
Makes it easier in CloseBot anyways than to mess with the workflow.
Yeah, it does. I like to keep these as clean as I can, but again,
it's cleaner.
It is cleaner, but if there was a reason to do something in here, I do things in here all the time just because I have to. I mean, it doesn't, but yes, it is a little bit cleaner to keep it in here. And again, it's something I know will work, but it adds a priority lane. It's kind of it's not super optimal, but it just guarantees that your bot's going to keep caught up every time. Sometimes it does. I mean, CloseBot used to be a lot slower. So it was caught up fast enough, but then it got quick because people were saying CloseBot was too slow. And as soon as it got faster, the webhooks weren't keeping up because it was so fast, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, bud?
Makes sense.
Cool. All right, so let's go on. So here's our workflow. Remember, at the end of the reception flow, you don't have to do that. You could stop there. You could end at reception. So this workflow here is in this workflowy document, okay, that I pasted for y'all. And then it's going to say, do you want daily affirmations? Again, we're using this as our handoff question. Okay, and I'll show you that in step 2. So our next bot is the affirmations bot. And we worked on that hardcore on Friday. So if you missed it, this is kind of what we worked on. Not the bot so much. That was working great. This bot says, it asks for your email, name, and phone again. But if it already knows the answer, which it will, oops. Here, it got disconnected. So every once in a while, bots get disconnected. I'm not going to explain why or how. another matter. But you're supposed to get an email if your bot disconnects. But know that sometimes your bot will stop working. It once in a while, just I don't know why. Maybe I think they update something. I don't know why. But if you're a developer, just be prepared. So let me just go back to make sure reception is hooked up while I'm here. Okay, so for some reason affirmations got disconnected. So now when I go back to the objectives, I just want to make clear that the objectives are hooked up to the proper thing. So again, we're back here. So it asks the name, phone, and email again because it's already going to know it from the previous bot. So it will skip it. But if you want to send traffic just to the affirmation bot, like click here to get your text whatever to get your affirmations, like a keyword to trigger this bot, which is a great way to use CloseBot, then it'll go down just this path and be done, right? And so just a different way to leverage one bot. All right. So then it's going to say what type of affirmation, yoga quotes, yoga wellness, yoga position of the day. Surprise me. Then you have affirmation channel, SMS or email. I'm not actually offering SMS in this class because I don't feel like getting an A2P approved phone number, but if you want to test this, do email. It's also free. But you can easily, anything you set this to be. Facebook wouldn't work as well because it's got to be SMS or email really for an affirmation. You don't want to go back to their Facebook Messenger because if they don't look at your message string within 24 hours on Messenger, it's erased. So that's why people always use SMS or email. And there's advantages to one or the other, but you can figure out what you want on your own. Okay, so then it asks, what time do you want your affirmations? Morning, afternoon, evening. Okay, so here's our workflow. That's exactly what we built. Oops, sorry. We zoom in. Exactly what we built. We also built an external workflow in GoHighLevel. And this is what we did Friday, so I will review this. It's this route to affirmation. What is it? Yeah. Okay, so we had to make this bot. And what this bot does is that it's going to create an affirmation of the type they selected. It's going to wait until the time they selected and send it to them on the channel they selected. And then it's going to repeat every single day. And that's the affirmation bot. Not bot. I'm actually going to use ChatGPT to write it and send it manually if they respond to it. I'm not setting it up for CloseBot to respond to it. That's another lesson. Okay. So if you need to do that, you can, but I'm not doing that here, just so you know. So let's look at this affirmation sender. I need to tweak it actually. I don't like the way this is set up, but let me explain how it is set up. When the time question is answered by the lead, they're going to say, I want it in morning, afternoon, evening. I'm looking for that field to change. We made a custom field in GoHighLevel, if you recall. In GoHighLevel. So whenever that field changes, that's the trigger for this workflow. Okay. And what the workflow does is it writes the affirmation. And we went over this on Friday. I did a whole thing writing a prompt to create this prompt. Okay. So watch the Friday video on how I made this affirmation writer to make your own affirmation writer. It's really cool. You learn how to do what I call super prompting, which is writing extensive prompts to get prompts written for you. It's not official. It's just something I made up, but it works great. So these instructions were written by ChatGPT for me to prompt itself, right? And that's what it's doing. So this is what will write the prompt. This is what will write the email or the SMS for me. So then what I have it do is once it writes the email or SMS, frankly, because I have it all in one huge long prompt. You can have a lot of characters in these prompts and GoHighLevel. This is not CloseBot. It basically writes one or the other based on what the type of what the field type is set to using custom variables. See? Contact affirmation type, contact information channel. Pretty powerful. So then what I have it doing is I wait till the affirmation time, morning, afternoon, evening with an if else. It routes, and then it goes to the, what affirmation channel is it? And then it goes down there, and then it waits a day. So this is locked. I don't understand this all the time. It's loop lock because it's waiting a day, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what that means. Does anyone know what that means? Well, I kept getting emails, even the days after I made this workflow, so I'm pretty sure it works. But this is, if this doesn't work, I know how to fix it because I've done it, because I saw this error. It's not an error, I don't think. It just means that since this contact here, which is me, because I've been testing this bot, I'm on this step. And for some reason, it hasn't gone to the top step. It is locked in a loop.
I think it's based on time, that, isn't it? It's
No, because
locked
I don't
based
have
on
the time.
time.
I don't have the wait step until here. It's not
Oh,
going to wait until affirmation time.
okay.
So is it working properly? Is it sending daily?
I think it is.
Because I wonder if it's almost just like a warning.
I know it looks like a warning
Oh,
one. I've seen this before, and I've actually sent it to a workflow to send it right back to its own workflow, just because this was. See, look, that's irritating to me. So I found a way around this because this seems logical, right? I mean, anyone programming a workflow on GoHighLevel is going to be like, oh, I'll just then go back to the top. And it seems to do this. So here's the step. So here's a hack that I'm going to show y'all. I don't know if it is required, but you get this little loop in here, and I was not able to send myself through this. I couldn't force myself through it. Yeah, it doesn't, it's really kind of funky. So what I'm going to do is I'll duplicate this window so we can do two, so you can see me what I'm doing. So I'm going to make a new workflow, and I don't know if this is the optimal way to do it. It's how I'm going to get out of this problem because I've seen it before, and this fixes it. But you know, as I've been programming forever, sometimes you need to make stuff up. So let's see if this works. I can't believe someone didn't mention this in GoHighLevel and they fixed it, but I don't know. So here's what I do. Here's my technique. This may not be the optimal, but I'm going to call it tool. Send back to affirmation. Right. And all it does is one step, and it literally, it's not go to, it's add to workflow, and you just literally add it back to the tool affirmation creator. So I'm going to save this. Oh, hold on. I got to save this down here. Okay. So that's all this workflow does. And you'll have this in the snapshot. And I've used this technique before, but because it just seemed stupid to have to do this, but whatever, it works. So now all I need to do is, so I have this send back to affirmation writer. So on tool affirmation creator, what I'm going to do is here after email, I'm just gonna make a new step, and I'll do it add to workflow. And I'm obviously going to add the workflow, that tool we created. Just save that action. I'm going to get rid of this. Although, look, I did go through it. It did send me through. That is interesting. So that might just be a warning.
I think it's just a warning because GoHighLevel doesn't, it's saying, hey, this is going to happen forever, right? If
Right, well,
something changes. So maybe that's it.
Yeah. I agree. All right, I'm gonna take this out.
It's a lot though. The flashing red and wow.
It is really obtrusive, isn't it? So here's what I did, and it works the exact same. Okay, so I will do it for here. It's not showing you on SMS because I haven't sent myself through SMS yet. But watch, this works exactly the same. So I'm just gonna take this out. You don't get that flashing red light. So let me just add to send back workflow. Oops. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh, I see. All right. So that's the same thing. So if you're watching this, if you haven't been following along for 5 days, I am doing this 2 ways. I'm doing a go-to loop 2 ways because you'll get this weird loop back, which may be just a friendly warning, but even though it's blood red. So yeah, so that will fix that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're back here. This is the workflow that we created where it's going to write the bot. So I'm going through this. So it writes the bot, waits till the time, does this whole thing, and it just repeats forever. Okay. There's different ways you could have laid this out. Frankly, I don't know if this is the most optimal to wait down here. I probably should have had the waiting up at the top and then write it. But I don't feel like resetting that up now. So this isn't maybe the best optimal. Can I do that actually? I'm going to do this. Watch. I'm going to do this. All I got to do is take this and add it here. So I'm going to move this action. So I'm refactoring this real quick for everybody. I'm going to move it here. And then I'm going to make this go to here. Wait, how does that work? Wait, why isn't that? Oh, I see. I got to break it. Okay, then I want that to go there. Then I got to break this one. And so now this is going to go here. Now it's going to go down this. And the reason I did this is because there's a wait step in here. So it's going to wait here rather than at the affirmation writing step of GPT, because I had a weird concern that if it did the affirmation writing, then waited like a whole day, that it may forget what it just said, like the field gets erased or something. I doubt that would happen, but this is slightly more elegant, but it's, yeah, this is better actually. Any questions on that before I move? Anyone? Awesome. So here's this chunk here, okay, in our workflow, and then it's going to say, thanks, want to buy a yoga mat. And that is, let me clean up for a second. So then, thanks, want to buy a yoga mat. That's our handoff step, and that's what we're going to work on right this second, okay? So thanks, want to buy a yoga mat. So we need to do this real quick because we're almost done with this whole thing. In my notes, I have what else we need to do. So then it asks you want to buy a yoga mat. It doesn't update a field because I don't care if they say yes or no just yet. But if they say no, it's going to offer them a coupon code. We're going to try that, okay? But if they say yes, which is what we tested, it gives them the link. And this page doesn't exist. So very quickly, let me make this page for everybody so that we have it in the snapshot. It'll take 2 seconds. So I'm going to go to marketing. Now I'm going to go to payments, and I'm going to make a product. Now I don't have this hooked up to Stripe, but you would do that, obviously. We'll call this product name Yoga Mat, and you could have this fulfilled at like Zazzle, Zazzle. They'll print yoga mats for you, actually. So get a Harmony Hatha yoga mat. We'll make it nice. We'll take a nice little graphic of yoga mats. Images. Just take that. It's fine. Oops, I got to upload it. Never mind. I'm not going to upload an image even. You could do that on your own. Okay, so the price, we'll call it $50. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to, this isn't a tutorial on how to do products, but we are going to make a product. Include an online store. Fine. Save that. All right, so now I have a product. So then let's make a page real quick. So I'm going to go to sites. We have this meditation site. I'm going to copy this page, this landing page. I'm going to clone it real quick. And then I'll call it product page. I'll call it mat because that's kind of where we're setting them, right? So this is going to be the product page for the yoga mat. All I need to do is one more thing. We'll set this up really quickly, super duper quickly. And we'll link to it from the homepage by changing the menu up here. So this menu up here is a global variable, I think. So if I change this, all I got to do is I want to add a item here. We'll call it go to step, and I want to go to the product page, and we'll call it buy a mat. Okay. Submit. And I'll move it here, so this looks a little more better. Okay. Oops, I don't want it under. There we go. Cool. Save that. Publish that. I don't know if that went to every page, so let me just double check the home page real quick. The landing page. Might not have. Okay, real quick, let me just add this here. No problem. Add item. I'm at. Go to step, products page, submit, and then just move it up real quick. Okay, save. Publish. And here's why I want to make this page real quick, is I just want to have, let's see, there's 2 schedule pages. I don't know why. That doesn't matter. We're not scheduling. This isn't about scheduling. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's do this product page real quick. And I'm gonna say just real simple. Buy a yoga mat. Get your very own Harmony Hatha yoga mat. Whatever. You can put whatever you want in. Okay. So I'm gonna take all the rest of the stuff out. Get started. What do they have this going to? That opens a pop-up. Wonder what the pop-up looks like. I don't want that. I'm gonna take this out. Now, sometimes if you take out an element, it looks like it's gonna make it way bigger than if the element was there. Like, watch. See, it's like gets fatter. I don't think that matters. So there's just nothing there. Okay. So now let's get rid of all this stuff below here, which is a lot of stuff. Get rid of this. 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 Get rid of this whole thing. Get rid of this whole thing. This whole thing. Get rid of this whole puppy. Boom. It's just gonna be the simplest thing in the world. So watch, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add a new element for the a form. We'll just do a one-step order form, whatever. Right. So this isn't about making product forms either, folks. So you can, learn how to do this elsewise. We're more concerned with this coupon code part. Okay. Remember, our bot is going to give them a coupon code. If they say no a couple times, it'll say, here's a coupon code. Let me publish this puppy. And we want to get the bot to give them a code that'll work here. So let's see, I'm not 100% sure how to make coupon codes in GoHighLevel. Actually, oh yeah, you do it in back in products. I'm not going to show you how to make coupon codes, or maybe I will. Takes 2 seconds. So you go to marketing, payments, and you go to coupons, and you create a coupon. So coupon name will say, 15% off yoga mat. The coupon code is 15 yoga. What did I say it was? Namaste. Okay. So namaste.
Hey,
Lowercase.
Josh,
Yeah.
take a look what I pasted in the chat. That's what happened to your loop lockout. That's what was flashing a minute ago.
Okay, cool. So thank you.
That's what
So
happened.
it doesn't like loops, and I get that. It
No.
does. So the technique I have is a good way to have it go back to its own bot, I guess. I guess I must be the first one that thought. I doubt it though.
No, it's good, but what it was doing, it was flashing because it was slowing down to let the
Oh.
user go through. See,
Cool.
that's what happened. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Thanks
that
for
makes
alerting
sense.
me.
When it feeds into each other, or there's 2 triggers back into itself. So when you have 2 triggers like somewhat in conflict, it has to slow down to let the user go through. That's why your user wasn't going through, and then it went through, remember? Just a little bit after?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's an alert from GoHighLevel letting you know your
It's
workflow's
slowing
actually
down.
not optimized. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, it's a little late for Red Bull, buddy.
Never, dude. A little late in my life. I mean, I'm too old to be drinking anything. Okay, so I created a coupon code. It speaks for itself. It's really simple. If you're watching this, we were talking. It's super duper simple. I'm gonna change this to be lowercase. I don't know if it's case sensitive with GoHighLevel, but that's not what we're learning right this second. Okay, so here's this new coupon code, and that means if I were to type it into that website we created, it will give me a 50% off coupon. I think that's how much I said here. Yep. Namaste. Cool. So let's try this bot real quick. So all we got to do is see if this bot is, oh, and I need to do this. Did I give him the link with the coupon code in this question? No, I didn't. So here's what I need to do. So in this link, I want to say if you have not given them a coupon code, use this link. If you have given them, I don't know if it's going to work, but it seems like it should. Use this link. And this is the beauty of CloseBot. You can do stuff like this and it just kind of works. So here's what I want to do. Here's how the coupon code works, if I recall. So the short code for the coupon or the URL variable is, let's see here. If I go to sites yoga meditation, product page. So if I look at this thing, now watch what happens when I, does anyone remember? Oh, I just got to go and see what the name of this field is. So I'm going to do inspect. It's called coupon code. So that should be the name of this. So you do and coupon. What does that say? Underscore code. We'll see if this works. Equals namaste. And what that should do is it should pre-populate. It's a trick for forms. It usually always works. It'll pre-populate this field here with the word namaste in it. It doesn't click apply, unfortunately, but you know, it does work. Okay, so let's try this puppy out. And I'm going to try it right in this thing here because it's just two quick objectives. So I think this is a great great time to try TestBot. TestBot, not the TestBot. Okay, let me reset this puppy. So so the answer from the previous question was you want to buy a yoga mat. So I'm going to say yes. Oh, no, I don't want to say it. I want to say no. My bad. I got to do that again. The answer is no. Well, this is the Happy Pass. So let's see if it gives me the right link, no coupon code. This is what it should do. Okay, fine. Yes. Oh, I should have said no. Sorry. All right, we're doing the Happy Path. I forgot. All right, so yes, so it should give me the link without the coupon code. So when you do it this way, it doesn't know what I was talking about, but it does when you route them together. So here you go. It makes sense because the first question is it's asking again. So here's your link. Look, no link. Now let's reset that and try it again. No coupon code. Let's try it again. I'm just gonna say hi this time. It's gonna ask me if I want to buy a yoga mat. I'm gonna say no. I'll pre-type that so I don't mess up. Okay, so the affirmation writer needs a little tweak. Would you like to enhance your with a yoga mat? No. Do what it says. Now, we're not actually handling no in any other way than doing something in CloseBot really easy, like really simple. I don't know if we're gonna have time to actually handle the word no, but it's just a field with yes or no. Interesting. So watch, here's what we're gonna do. So that obviously isn't how we want it to behave. So I'm gonna go to modify bot, and I'm gonna go to this objective. And I'm gonna raise the sensitivity up a bit because I wanted to say yes or no. I wanted to know that for sure, but I'm gonna go to this advanced objective training. And I'm gonna say if the answer says no, then I have to say something like, would you be interested? Would you still say no? I mean, you can say whatever you want. Would you still be saying no if you had a 15% off coupon? And I'm going to give it a low rating so it doesn't pass, like 1. I don't think you can probably give it 0. So that's not a passing rating, meaning it's going to know that that's no, 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 no. Okay, so let's do this. Let's try it again. Let me save this. No is hard to
prompt. In your prompt, did you say if they say no twice? That's why it didn't give you the coupon code because you said no the first time.
Thanks, dude. So then I just need to say no again.
Yeah.
It looks like it jumped to the next step, though. It's not trying to get me to say no twice. So you're right. If I say no now, if I say no now, that's twice.
Yeah, but you also set the other condition though.
True, and I saved it. Well, let's see what it does. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. No, good catch, dude. So
like the way you answered. You don't like it, have a great day instead.
So here's why. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to get rid of this real quick because I want this should, it doesn't continue. It doesn't know what to do if they say no other than nothing. So I'm going to say, if they say no, keep trying to get them to buy a yoga mat, and you can offer 15% off to them with a coupon code for 50% off. The code is Namaste. Okay, let's try that. I'm going to put this back to 50. So we're having fun. Now we're doing a little stuff that's not as perfect. Yeah. Now we're bot building. Who do we have? 3 people and a note taker. I'm glad you're all here. All right, cool. Let's try it again. Let me reset that. Let me clear. I'll say hi. Okay, so I want to do a couple I'll do the cleanup maybe on my own. Like this I can do on my own. This we may not get to. I did want to talk tomorrow about how to sell this offer, or how you can make money off of something like this for a client. So we're doing the product page. We're knocking out the affirmation writer needs a tiny tweak. Oh yeah, I want to do the email summary, which is cool. All right, hello Josh. I'm glad you reached out. Have you considered enhancing yoga with a yoga mat? No. Believe it's going to work. All right, so let's do a couple things at once, as we like to do. So over here, we have a product page, a coupon code thing. Would you reconsider if you had a 50% off coupon to make it more tempting? Yes, I would. I mean, just by adding something like this onto a product, interaction with a customer could mean the difference between like no sale and 50% more sales overall. Honestly, like re-engaging with your customer in real time like this is amazing. Just from a marketing. Nice. All right, let's copy this thing and see how that would paste. That's kind of annoying. All right, so it's over here. Pretty cool. I mean, it could be way more powerful than that, guys, but I'm just, we're doing this quick, but you can see the power. There it is. So there's your code. Neat. Very, very cool. All right, cool. We did it. Any questions? Andre, do you have a question?
I'm good.
Throw your hands up, bud.
Oh,
All right,
sorry,
so
it's still up. Sorry.
let's knock off some stuff. Okay, so the affirmation writer, let me check my email real quick. Excuse me. I should have got an email by now, I feel. Yep, I did. Okay, so here it is. Oh God, look at all this email. So here it is. Yoga quotes. So it's a good quote, but it's doing this. Oh, this is from 3 days ago. So it didn't send me one yet. Are there more? Let me look for this email. Let me look for this in my email because there should be a couple more. Okay, good. It did keep sending. It sent a ton on June 7th. Is that the day we did it? It must have been. I wonder if I have the bot turned on the weekend. Or if it was that error, if that thing was not going through because of the error, that little loop problem. Interesting. Well, I'll find out tomorrow, but I already know that it was better than where we had it. So I feel good with let me wait. We'll fix the affirmation bot tomorrow. We'll clean this up tomorrow. All right. So we did the product page for the yoga mat with the coupon code. Boom. Gone. Right. Let me put this up here. Sorry. So we did this here. Okay, cool. The affirmation writer is up here. Did that. live chat. So one thing we talked about, there's this, don't forget, this website has a live chat widget on it, right? So I'm not going to do it because it takes a long time, but I know it's going to work exactly right. But it's kind of goofy and it's set up, and I'll show you what I mean. We talked about this. So every page in this yoga site has this, this yoga, this chat thing here. Works connected to CloseBot, no problem. So it's going to go receptionist, affirmation, by yoga mat, just like the Facebook thing, except that it behaves slightly differently. Other than the caching issue, which we talked about, which is irrelevant if one person comes to it and goes right into this and it's a happy path, then no issues. But it's set up goofy. So like it says this question, give us a minute to assign someone, and it says stuff that I don't want it to say. So let's edit that. All right. So I think I can close this window. Yeah, I can. All right. So if I go to chat widget here. Okay, so enable the chat one. So it's always going to say something first. Even if you make it blank, it doesn't like that. You have to say something. So I can say, hi, how can we help? Actually, I'm just going to say hi because I wanted to say hi back. I don't want it to answer the question because the bot still has to ask its first question, if that makes sense. This is not CloseBot. This is GoHighLevel. So I'm going to say hi. It's a person, right? Then I'll say, so here's this image. This is the default image. It's fine. Here's a custom greeting. If they come back, that's fine. Chat type, live chat, that's fine. Okay, so I don't like this. Give us a minute. So that needs to be changed. And intro message, enter your question below and a representative will get right back to you. That's awful. So I'm just going to say, hey, I'll say, what's up? And you'll see how this behaves. And then now this powered by here, you can keep this on if you want to promote your agency, let's say, if your clients, I give these away for free sometimes, and you can keep your agency there, right? So it's branding for you, free for them, but you can turn that off here. So I'll turn that off. So here's this welcome message appears on the first visitor message. I turned off the welcome message. So it's not going to say this give us a minute thing. So you turn that off. And then, make sure the fallback is as high as you can go, 15 minutes, not 5. The default is 5, which means that if the user doesn't respond in 5 minutes, it'll go back to the start, and we don't want that. And then there's a fallback here where if they're inactive for 15 minutes, it says this here, and it's fine. And the reason it does this is because that's how GoHighLevel has this set up, and they just turned on live chat, meaning connecting to other chatbots recently. So it's not that awesome of a live chat widget. You'll see other live chat widgets that are better, meaning widgets you can paste onto a website via a snippet, which I showed you how to do. But just turn this on to as high as you can. So I got to turn the bottom one on to 15 minutes. Double check acknowledgement settings. Thank you. Acknowledgement message is terrible. So remember when I said something the first time it said that, it acknowledged my message. I don't want that. I can say, okay, 1 sec. You can say, okay, 1 moment, please. That's better. So your chat is ended. When the chat's over, please rate your experience, whatever. Thank you for taking your time. Whatever. This is default. The chat end message, start a new chat. Click here. So that's how it works. And that refreshes it. Okay. So I'm going to save this. And again, there's 2 ways to get it onto your site. If you're in GoHighLevel, you can just turn on the button on the website itself. You can also copy the snippet of code to paste it into any other website builder, WordPress, for instance, Wix, etc. Okay, so now we tweak this a bit. So let's look. And we'll do it in a custom browser just to make sure that it's all refreshed. We talked about why you want to do that. Okay, so I want to talk to this chat widget. Hi, it says. What's up? Huh? I don't know. Tell me about yoga. Okay, so this is going to work. So I'll just keep this over here, small. While we're doing that, see what else we have open. Don't need this. So I fixed that loop problem. Oh, this is an old image. That's old. The new one doesn't have that. So I added that step. Someone went through SMS. It's okay. No, no one went through SMS yet. I wonder why I was doing that. All right, cool. So I also want to do this. So if they do SMS, I don't actually have SMS. So I want the bot to really quick, whatever. If they pick SMS, it just won't work. I want it set up for you guys, I guess, when I give you the snapshot. All right, I'm going to keep it like this. But if you try SMS, if you're watching this, it doesn't work. Email. Okay, cool. Let me close this. All right, so now where are we? So we have our messenger and it works great in, these different things. So here's over here on the right, here's the bot. Love to share more about different styles, but first is trying to get my name right, and it's going to ask my name because it came through the chat widget. Doesn't know me, so I'll go John Smith. Okay, and this will make a new entry because it does treat this live chat widget is different than Messenger, which is cool. All right, so where are we? So edit live chat done. AI summarized email. Okay, we can do this in 10 minutes. All right, so this is cool. So what I like to do is after the bots, not every bot, after the reception bot is done, which is after the reception bot is done, I do this with every business. Sometimes I do it at the end of the conversation, like if it's the reception bot routes them to another full bot, like a law firm, I'll send them the full conversation. But for purposes of this, I'm going to just do it for only the reception bot, but it works for anything, what I'm about to show you. Okay, so what I want to do is in GoHighLevel, as the conversation goes on, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's go to the contact. I've been having long conversations with this bot. Is Josh Rosenfeld. Actually, it knows that let's go back to, let's do this new bot that I'm making, John Smith. So I'm going to talk to it here. So which am I interested in? So I'm going to say my phone number. We need to get through this bot so you can see how cool this is. Put in a fake, number here, whatever. So it's asking me my phone number. Then it's going to ask my email. So with Josh at, want to use I'll use a different email. Okay. And I'll show you why I'm doing this. I want to build up in GoHighLevel. It makes all these fields, right? And one of the fields that it makes, if you look in additional info, is this message history. Okay. So as the bot talks to the lead, it goes back and forth, contact, assistant, and just keeps a log. So it could get really long, obviously, right? So, and I'll show you how I do this. I like to send the client the full log and a summary, and we're going to make the summary with ChatGPT. So let me answer the question about my email. Notice how it's asking, notice how the objectives are asking other questions that I didn't tell it to necessarily, like what style piqued your interest? That's not the question just yet, but if they answered it, the email step in CloseBot is not mapped to, it's only mapped, so when it's on the email question, which it is, it's only mapped to email, so it'll never get the answer if they had a cool answer. And you'll find, like I said, bots will randomly ask all these questions, and you won't know unless you do what I'm about to show you. Really, what style are you interested in? I'll do power yoga. Okay, so now this is going on, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a new workflow that leverages this message history field. Okay, so we're going to go to automation, make another tool. Tool message summarizer. Tool. Reception. Summarizer. Okay. So the trigger for this is going to be when we're looking for, as soon as they book, this is done. It's going to the affirmations bot after this, right? So we just want to look to see if this goal is accomplished is complete. We did this before, right? So let's get this field building over here. Let's answer the question. Would you prefer to join a group class? Group class, please. So this should route to the group class calendar. So we're testing over here as well. Okay. So now I want the trigger to be on contact changed, right? On contact changed. It's gonna be called it's called what's it called? Booking reception goal accomplished. It's the name of this trigger. You know what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna look for goals accomplished. Right? Added, and remember, we're looking for booking reception, which is why you got to name it because it defaults booking. You want to name it, or else everything's going to say booking, and you won't be able to do these cool techniques. Okay. Let me save this. Okay. Thanks, Josh. You ready to schedule your first class? What's a time and date that works for you? I'll set everything up. I don't know. Next week in the mornings. Okay. So back over here. So that's the trigger. I'm going to publish this. I know it's going to work. Hit save. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a GPT. We'll call this one Summarize AI Conversation. Okay. And I'm going to say, I want a short, concise, detailed, and because I want, summary of the key points and important details / facts from the following conversation between a chatbot assistant and a customer. What was the name of that other one? I forget. So in the settings, in your custom fields, and I'm sorry, we can do it here too. I'll go back. I want to go to the contact. I want to go to John Smith, and I'm looking for here. It's called contact. Okay, my bad. So the name of that is contact. For use by the business owner. Okay, and then all I gotta do is add the custom field for the contact. It's gonna be in here. Custom fields. Remember, we're looking for message history. Okay. And I'm gonna do, I don't care about the temperature. I'm gonna save that. Okay, so now we have a summary. So over here, I'm not gonna schedule yet. Once I schedule, it should trigger this puppy. So let me publish it. I'll save it. Not even yet. So now I'll do this. I'll say email. No, not send an email. My bad. That's not what the step. You want to do internal notification. Email from, system, conversation summary. I do this for the clients because it comes from their email usually. And this would be like, summary at whatever their company name is, but I'm going to do it from me just so I can test it. It's going to go to a custom email. So here you put your client's email in. Who wants to get this email? I'm going to do it to me so you can see it. Standard, right? Subject, message summary. So then I like to do, here is a message summary for the, clients. You can do this, the contact, full name, name, phone. You got this stuff, right? Stuff a boss would want to know. If they want to contact them or whatever. Email. And I'll say date. And you can do calendar. Wait, no, you do right now time AM PM format. And then you can do this and then date, date, month, day, year. So that's gonna be that. Then I do Summary. So I do this. You can lay this out however you want, guys. I'm just doing this quick because I want to finish. So the summary is going to be the result of that GPT, right? So if you go down here, there's the GPT, the result of this conversation, the response is that. And then I do this and I say full conversation history, just so I can make sure that the client has everything. I'm wiped clean of it. And this works great too if they don't want to have GoHighLevel. If you're doing all the work for them and hosting their bot, they're not technical, you can kind of get them a bot and still get them this if like the owner of a business doesn't want to have anything to do with GoHighLevel. They don't have to. And that's usually a great thing. All right, so I'm going to save this puppy. Let's test it. Okay, so
This is a super cool technique, Josh. Super
Thanks,
cool,
buddy.
this one. This, let's say the guy, you're booking an electrician or something. The conversation, it determines the job, and all of a sudden you send the summary to the electrician so he can see the booking and the
Right.
job that he has to do, right?
Yep, exactly.
So
And
you
the,
can,
and the more
for
you
yoga,
prompt it,
doesn't,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a super powerful technique. And if you dial it in
Yeah.
perfectly for your field, it's really cool, dude.
So if you're sending this to your technician that's doing the job, let's say tomorrow, he gets the confirmation of the booking and the summary of the job he has to
You can
do.
do that too. This,
That's
once it
fantastic.
summarizes, you could do things where like get this field and then fill out this field on GoHighLevel. You could do a bunch of these queries
Yeah.
to fill out fields manually just for the conversation history. But if you think about it, that's a
Well,
lot
that-
of calls to GPT, but it would work. Let me just finish this up
Yeah.
real quick, Andre. So on the
Yeah.
right, 8 a.m. is fine. 8 a.m. is great. So now it should go to the affirmation bot, and it should also kick off this flow because I want to see if I got the email. So yeah, the sky's the limit with the summarizer bot. It's really just it's a cool way to leverage AI as an AI creator to do something different that's for you. I use all these little things all the time with GPT. You could use GPT to do we use it to do estimates for pressure washing and then do an override message to go back into CloseBot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So would you like affirmations? Yes, please.
What's
Okay,
the
so
cost
now,
like on these custom actions like this? I haven't used this.
what's the cost?
Hmm.
I don't even pay attention. I don't know.
It's not significant.
It's not, here's what I'm learning. It's not significant enough, and it's going to only get cheaper to the point where it's irrelevant in maybe a year or two or whatever. But like, I make sure that I charge the client enough where I don't care. It's just,
pennies though,
if it's a
Josh.
pure SaaS play and don't forget, this is a GPT call. So if your client is paying for their own GPT, they'll pay for this because this isn't GoHighLevel. So you can rebuild for this.
Like a penny every time ChatGPT
Yeah,
throws
it
out
adds
a
up for
message.
sure,
It's
but
like about a penny, but it's
you
nothing.
could rebill for it and charge 2 pennies. Totally.
Yeah.
So let me see if I got the email. Exciting. I'm gonna say yes, I did. Well, what do you know? So here's the message summary, folks. John Smith inquired about yoga. Oh, I forgot to include I'll fix the conversation history in a second. So John Smith inquired about yoga for power yoga. Look at that. Beautiful. So theoretically, you could have ChatGPT fill out a field and GoHighLevel and never connect it in CloseBot. There's so many things you can do, but I want to fix this. Look at this. This is enough that a business owner would need that's not tech savvy, but he wants to leverage technology, which is a ton of them, like you said, electricians. This is perfect for them, and it's short. You can say keep it to less than 255 characters for a text or whatever to save money and time. So let me fix this real quick. So I forgot to add here, the summary needs to include the conversation summary. Message history. So new client. Message summary. Whatever. All right. Let me save that. All right, cool. We did it in time. So that means we knocked out the affirmation writer. So I'm going to put that at the end of the reception bot. AI summary. AI summarizer tool in GHL. Okay, cool. So we did that. So all we have to do tomorrow, we're going to talk about, maybe I'll handle no, although I feel I did handle no enough. And when I say what I mean by that is if someone says no to CloseBot, you got to handle that in a certain way if it's a yes, no answer. And again, you could do it just by having a yes, no field, and that's one of the answers it will accept. Okay. So maybe we'll do that if we have time, but I just want to make sure we can finish tomorrow. I want to talk about how you could wrap up an offer like this and sell it to a client. We're going to do a quick spreadsheet, which I'll include in here, how to bill for it, all the other tools they'll get, how to do the SaaS play, how to not worry about the cost of GPT because you're going to charge so much that it's just they're paying for it really, but it's just in the bundle. Because what I'm learning is people will pay a lot of money for this, and yeah, you can get hourly rates of really good hourly rates. Some people are totally happy in their life if they can make $200 an hour, $100 an hour. I mean, that's a lot of money. But the big money is making sure that the client understands that the value you're providing is so much more than just the 8 hours, the 7 hours it will have taken us to build a bot like this. Because it really is, you're providing potentially thousands of dollars in new clients. All this value for what, like $800 if you charge $100 an hour? That's not fair, right? So, and I'm learning clients are okay with that because they want what we have to sell. They want this, and they can't do it themselves, right?
Yeah.
So are there any
And
questions?
I'm also realizing, I was just going to say, what I'm realizing too, as I'm doing more of these, is that really, like you were saying, this could be swapped out for any other business.
Any business.
Right? It doesn't have to be yoga.
Any business.
You
All
have
the bots
tools
I
built.
built, yeah, all the bots I built work. I'm hoping that as you guys learn how to build bots, that if you watch all of my challenges, there might be 4, you will 100% know how to build any bot for any business. 100,000 billion percent. It just is one of those things like, you know how to do it. And, if you do this technique, which really makes it elegant and easy and logical, and it's just really, it's a development path. It's a way to develop these things that, hopefully you can keep your sanity. Because if you do a lot of these for someone and you're doing a lot of bots, I mean, you'll have hundreds of bots and it really gets, that's a lot of money too. So, but it does get tedious. So are there any other questions? I do got to wrap up. So we're going to have any questions? Sorry, anyone?
Good, man. I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
So hopefully you got a lot out of this tonight. Thank you again, the 3 of you, for showing up. We're going to do another one of these tomorrow, same time, same place, and we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to give you the snapshot. I'm going to take pictures of CloseBot, which I've never really done before. So I'm going to take some pictures of this stuff, and I'm going to include it all in here. So you can just kind of see how everything's set up, and I'll, open these up. It'll take a minute, but that's really all we have left tomorrow. I'm debating if we're going to handle no. That's why there's a question mark. Test. So we're testing. It looks to be going great. I'm pretty confident this works awesomely. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, folks. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
Take care, George.
Bye.
Bye-bye.